Persian eyes, but she's from Nicaragua. Thought you was Persian love.
Hey lovelies, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Rita Murphy Obelago. I'm a naturalist. It's been a journey, you guys. I have retained so much length and so much volume. So if you're here and you want to grow your hair and retain so much volume, please make sure to stick around, click that subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell. Let's get that hair growing. Come on. Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. In today's DIY, we're going to be doing one of my favorite hair butter, and it's the Feringa. It is the fenugreek and moringa hair butter, and these are the ingredients I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using some of my favorite hair oils, so please make sure that you use the hair oil that your hair loves and your scalp loves. And I'm going to be writing down on the screen the benefits of each and every one of these, so make sure that you pause and read, because I'm not going to be talking about every single thing. Then if you do not know how to make your aloe vera gel, click the link above and watch a video on how I made mine. The first is our extra virgin olive oil. I used 100 ml. I measured 100 ml of this extra virgin olive oil, and one of the things I really love about it is how it helps to strengthen the hair, and it contains a lot of vitamins, and it also protects your scalp from damages. Our coconut oil, which I'm going to be using 90 ml measurement, promotes hair growth by healing damaged hair. And the next thing that we're going to be using is my tiny little remaining avocado oil, which is the 50 ml. It reduces dandruff and prevents breakage, and also helps as a good detangling process for the hair. The next we're going to be using is our fenugreek seed. So I already blended my fenugreek seed in a powder form. That is why it's like this. Fenugreek seed helps fight dandruff, and it helps promote hair growth, and it also helps reduce hair shedding. Then we went into including a couple of spoons of our moringa powder, which promotes hair growth, strengthens the hair fiber, protects the scalp, and also reduces the hair from shedding. Then I went ahead to mix everything properly. So you're going to give this a good stir to make sure that you mix all the things that you have, because remember, these are in a powder form. I boiled the hot water, put it in a bowl because I'm trying to reduce the amount of heat. Then I put my mixture on top of the hot water whilst I still gave it a really good stir. You're gonna have to stir for a while. Then I brought my wig cap, which we're all familiar with, and my measurement cup, and I decided to take out the shaft from my oil, because this is part of the process that, you know, contains this thing that we're doing. And if you noticed, I'm using the what's it called, this thing, so that you guys will see what happens when you don't use your wig cap, which is why I'm always hinting on make sure that you use your wig cap, because the wig cap helps you limit the amount of shaft that gets into your oil. In fact, it takes out the amount of shaft that gets into your oil, because it's important that you don't get these things into your hair. When you get them into your hair, it's going to take months, I promise you, before you take them out. So I make sure that, you know, I sieved it properly and I squeezed out the life out of my oil, because you know what we always do here? Operation Leave No Man Behind. One thing I really love about this hair butter is it helps with my hair. It softens my hair, and it gives my hair that smooth and shiny feeling. These are the shafts that we took out. Imagine getting all of this inside your oil. So now I'm just gonna stir up my oil, make sure that it is as thin as I want it to be, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my beeswax. Beeswax helps in moisturizing the hair, it smoothens the hair, and it helps increase hair growth, and it also helps reduce freezing from our hair. So I added a couple of spoons, and I'm going to go ahead to add my shea butter and mango butter, which these both offer like a good intense moisture to the hair, and it's packed with so many vitamins, and it reduces split end, reduces dandruff, straightens your strands, and it also helps with detangling your hair properly. So I'm going to go ahead once again, put my mixture in the hot water that I had already boiled, and just keep it there to melt out, because like I said, I'm trying to reduce the amount of heat that I let get into this. And as you can see how much it's melting on its own. So I came back to just stir it together to also make that easier. I might not be able to show you guys the entire process so that this video is not too long, but I kept on coming back to check it. I kept on changing the hot water, and I kept on stirring it so that it would make the dissolving of my beeswax, my shea butter, and my mango butter very, very easy. You can see how it is slowly melting into the oil. Oh my goodness, I love this. While I was editing this, I was like, okay, I can actually use this as a hair oil. I think some of you can try. I think this can also be used as a pre-poo that you can apply on your hair before washing out your hair. And I'm talking about before turning this into a hair butter, whilst it's still in its liquid form. So this is my hair butter before it's been processed in its liquid form. Everything is being melted out. Everything is looking all sticky and very, very, very juicy. So I'm just going to go ahead to use my my whixing machine to just whix it up a little bit to give it a certain texture before I proceed into another step at which we're going to use to make this hair butter. So basically this whixing just makes it easier for you, so that it can just make it lighter, so that when you put it in the fridge and bring it out, it's not too thick, it's not too strong. It makes it easier for you to proceed into the next thing that you have to do. You don't want to bring it out and it's now looking like stone. So I went ahead to use my foil to cover the surface of my oil, and I put it in the fridge. I put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I made sure that I was constantly checking it so that it doesn't freeze off properly. I brought it out and it had the best and the right consistency I wanted it to have. I went ahead to mix it. I mixed it and mixed it and mixed it, and then I went ahead to add my aloe vera juice. Aloe vera contains a product that helps with itchy scalp. It deep cleans your hair, and it cleanses your scalp, and it contains vitamin A, C, and E, and it also helps promote hair growth. I love aloe vera so much. I love the texture that it gives this butter. I love how it thickens it up a bit, but yet in a very fluffy texture. I went ahead to whisk my aloe vera and the butter until I got the right consistency that I wanted. And the thing about this butter is, whilst you're mixing, it depends on the consistency that you want. If you want it running, then I would advise that you don't freeze it up too much in the fridge. You probably leave it for 10 or 20 minutes. But if you want it thick, then go ahead to leave it in the fridge for about 30-40 minutes, so that it can give you the consistency that you want. And whilst you're mixing it, that's where you actually do the work. That's where you're able to get the consistency that you need. And another thing that happened to me whilst I was doing this is my mixer, I hope that's what this thing is called, it just suddenly packed up, and like one side stopped working. So I was left with using one of the tools to whisk and to mix my butter. But then I was like, yeah, we gotta keep doing what we have to do. We have to keep moving. We're not going to stop, are we? But yeah, I made sure that I mixed my butter until it got to that thick consistency. It got to the fluffy consistency that I want it to look like. And as you guys can see, as you're looking at the screen, you can see how it is gradually getting into that fluffy, not so thick consistency that your hair butter should look like, because you want a situation whereby if you put it in your hand, it can gently melt in whilst you apply it on your hair. That is the goal. I don't want my hair to feel very thick. I don't want my hair to feel like there is a lot of product on it. And when your hair butter is too thick, it just causes a very insane and weird amount of product buildup, which is not what we're trying to gain here. So the lighter, the fluffier it is, the better for your hair and your scalp. I went ahead to add my tea tree essential oils, which strengthens the hair. It fights dandruff, promotes lusher hair, promotes a great healthy scalp, promotes hair growth, and it just helps with the overall health of the hair. And then I went in with my rosemary oil, which stimulates hair growth. It prevents hair loss. It softens the scalp, and it works by improving circulation, reduces inflammation on the hair. I added a couple of spoons. I love my essential oil so much, you guys. I feel like it's the favorite part of the process. And then I went ahead to add my peppermint essential oil. It stimulates hair growth by increasing blood circulation. It reduces oiliness, dryness, itching, inflammation on the scalp. It cleanses, conditions, and balances the hair. I always love to add a lot of this. And then I went in with my strawberry essential fragrance oil, which is very excellent for a natural hair care product that can promote hair growth. It helps in maintaining the scalp moisture, and it stimulates the hair, and it has such a beautiful smell. I love this so much because it just gives my hair butter that finishing. So after adding this, I went ahead to mix, to do all the ceremony that I need to do to make sure that everything just marinates together, everything just mixes properly, and no stone is being left unturned, basically. So I went ahead to keep mixing, keep whisking until I got the consistency that I'm looking for. This is what I want, but I say no, it's not over. We have to keep going. And as you guys can see, it felt like one of my wixer started working again. So I put it on and we started our work. But I made sure that I mixed it until I got the right consistency that I was looking for. Then the last thing that I added is my preservative. I got this preservative a long time ago, and it's still very functional. I always like to add a few drops. Please don't add a lot, especially when your product doesn't contain water. When your product doesn't contain water, it gives it the liberty to last longer, especially when it's a DIY. It gives it the liberty to last longer. But when it contains water, then you probably might not have it for too long. So this doesn't contain water. I'm so grateful for that. So I added like a few drops of my preservative because I know that this can last me for a good 5 to 6 months, depending on how I use it, without it going bad or anything. I went on to Wix it as well, to just give it that finishing touch and, make sure that I have the right consistency, the right fluffiness that I want my butter to, look like. Like I said earlier, I don't want it too thick. I don't want it too thin. I want it on a minimal level, just like it is. So the next thing, I brought my applicator and I transferred my hair butter into my hair applicator. You guys, can you see what this looks like? I love the slight green color the moringa gives it, because moringa is green in color, so moringa gives it this slight green color that is just, it's blowing my head. I love it so much. It's beautiful. It's such a beauty. I can't wait to try this. I can't wait for you guys to try this out. This is amazing. I love it so much. Every time I make a new hair butter or anytime I make a new DIY product, I'm always so excited to try it out, like I've never used it before. But this is basically what we summed up to. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you try this out and you let me know what you think about it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye. Mwah.